Hello, everybody. Good evening. Welcome to Oxford, Mississippi. We're excited to have you along with us here on YouTube tonight for the first round meeting between the Ole Miss Rebels hosting this first and second round of the NIVC, and they're taking on the Stephen F. Austin Lady Jacks. I'm Seth Austin. I'll be here with you all evening. Excited to bring you some postseason volleyball action here at the newly renovated Gillum Center. Year one in the new building for the Ole Miss Rebels, and a postseason berth for Stephen McRoberts and company. Starting lineups this evening for Stephen F. Austin. It's the junior Peyton Redmond, Haley Coleman, Lexis Kane, the senior libero, Mackenzie Hanna, Danye Darren, Ann Hollis, and Anaya Williams. Over on the Ole Miss side, Jordan Fate starts at setter, Bailey Scott, Caroline Adams, Emily Stroup, Lexi Thompson, Kate Gibson, and Nio Warnell. Ole Miss entering the game at 17-14, coming off of a win to end their season against South Carolina. Stephen F. Austin, 26-7, the regular season champs of the Southland Conference. Opening up with attack on the right side, it's dug up by Fate. Gibson will take attack out of the back row. Adams there covering on the dig. Now Stroup goes line. It's dug up by Kane. Coleman with the attack for the Lady Jacks. Down the line off the hand, senior Lexi Thompson with the first kill of the evening. The first point belongs to the Rebels. Middle attack high off hands by Darren. Thompson with a tip over the block. Junior Coleman with a swing. It's dug up by the setter. Fate takes her out of system. Stroup off hands and onto the scorer's table. 2-0 Ole Miss. Coleman tips, and she'll earn the first point of the evening for Stephen F. Austin. Coleman, the leader in kills for this Lady Jack squad. 305 entering tonight's game. And she'll do the honors at the back line serving. Stroup on the outside off the hand, and good for the kill. Back in the game for the Rebels, number 16, Stroup having a exceptional sophomore season here in Oxford. 398 kills. Now with that one away from 400 on the season, really exploding as a star in the Southeastern Conference in her second season from Fargo, North Dakota. Attack down the line by Redmond, called out of bounds by the line judge. Point Ole Miss 4-1 to start this match. Ole Miss in postseason play for the fourth time in program history. This is their first time in the NIVC. Middle attack by Williams, dug up by Lexi Thompson. Set on the right side. Great swing by Danye Darren, the sophomore from Crosby, Texas.
Now serving number 4, Lexis Kane.
Ball back to the Rebels. Lexis Kane serve is into the net.
Checking in for the Rebels, number 1, Lauren Bars.
Lauren Bars enters the contest, the freshman from Nashville, Tennessee. She's the second setter in this modified 5-1 Stephen McRoberts runs. Dug up Thompson, set into the middle. There's the Texas native Nio Warnell. Talk about sensational sophomore seasons. Number 16 in powder blue is having one herself. Thompson the serve, attack out of the middle by Mackenzie Hanna. Atypical of her, the Southland Conference's leader in hitting percentage this year. Made it to the second team all Southland Conference. That one sails wide on the near side of your screen. There's Darren again onto the right side. Big swing. It's dug up by Thompson. Strout with the tip. Picked up by the setter, Hollis. Hustle play here. Kane able to send it over. It's a free ball for Ole Miss. Great dump by the freshman Lauren Bars. Puts it on the floor. 8-2 the lead for Ole Miss. Lexi Thompson remains at the serve. You can add an ace to her total. Early on in this game, Ole Miss out ahead 9-2 over Stephen F. Austin. Head coach Debbie Humphreys wants to take a timeout and talk about it. We'll step aside as well. Be right back with the first set of the first round between Stephen F. Austin and Ole Miss in the NIVC.
Thompson serving for the Rebels.
Welcome back to Oxford, Mississippi. A 9-2 lead early on here for the Ole Miss Rebels over the Stephen F. Austin Lady Jacks. That's Lexi Thompson serving. Short serve gave the Lady Jacks some trouble. Here's Strout now. Huge hammer swing on the outside. 10-2 Rebels.
Ole Miss.
Hollis setting on the right side. The attack by Darren sails wide of the line. Ole Miss out and running, 11-2. Right side, Darren again, high offhand. Straup blocks it back. Attack out of the outside by Redmond. It's also blocked. The third attack from the Lady Jacks. It was out of the middle by Hannah. Great hustle play by Caroline Adams to keep it alive. Now here comes that right side attack. Darren, what a swing.
Point, Stephen F. Austin. On the kill, number
2 kills early on for Danye Darren. Came into tonight's contest with 285 on the season. Was a first-team All-Southland Conference performer this year. Straub. No touch point. Stephen F. Austin. Hollis two-hand dump. Excuse me, that's Margaret Dean into the game to set.
Hannah, point, Lady Jacks.
Hannah ends up putting the ball on the floor for a Lady Jacks point. Service error point and service going back to the Rebels. They lead this one 12-5 early on.
Strout serving for the Rebels.
Blocked by Niall Warnell.
Niall Warner.
106th block on the season from the Dickinson, Texas native. Always loves playing against those teams from her home state. She's got one in her home building tonight, the Gillum Center, and her team's up 13-5. Serve error by Emily Straub and the Rebels.
Now serving number 1, Peyton Redmond. Ace by Redmond.
Service ace by Redmond. Peyton Redmond, the junior outside hitter from Liberty Hill, Texas. Has her team within 6. Serving will be key for both teams tonight, and so will blocking. And great job by Caroline Adams using that foot to keep the ball up off the ground. That dig much more conventional. Here comes Kate Gibson off hands for the Ole Miss kill.
Gibson. Point, Ole Miss.
You are allowed to use your feet in college volleyball so long as it is the first touch off of a swing. And that's exactly what Caroline Adams did, keeping that ball up and stunned Stephen F. Austin for a moment. They did a great job rebounding and getting back in the play. Ole Miss able to finish it with a kill. Blocked. Outside push from Dean to Coleman. Hit a finger. Lexi Thompson able to adjust. Here comes Straub out of the back row on the right side. Coleman again on the outside. Cross court dug up by Nicole Purcell. Thompson out of the back row. It's blocked and then dug up, but into that candy cane antenna for a Stephen F. Austin point.
Checking in for Lady Jacks, number 16, Anaya Williams. And back to serve, number 7, Reagan Humphreys. Caroline Adams returns to the floor for the Rebels.
Reagan Humphreys into the game to serve. Daughter of the head coach of the Stephen F. Austin Lady Jacks, Debbie Humphreys. Time at the back line is short-lived. Another Texas middle for this Ole Miss team. Puts the ball on the floor. Bailey Scott.
Kane back in the game for Stephen F. Austin. Now serving Lauren Bars.
Bars serving again for Ole Miss. Cross-court attack by Coleman. Sails wide of the line again. Ole Miss on a run once again here in Oxford. 16-8 in the first set. Gibson down the line, dug up by Kane. Coleman takes the second ball. It's a tip. Takes Bars out of the attacking. Now here comes Lexi Thompson, and she'll put the ball on the floor.
Point, Ole Miss.
Thompson, the senior, huge swing. Great dig by Dean. Once again, though, can't stop her for long. Lexi Thompson puts the ball right down to the floor. Another timeout taken by the Lady Jacks. 18-10's the score in the first set here. Stephen F. Austin and Ole Miss in the first round of the NIVC. We'll be right back. Bars with the serve after the timeout. Puts things back in action. Nothing being dug up there. Huge kill by Anaya Williams. She's been effective out in the middle so far. Maybe the start of the Lady Jacks comeback here in the first set. Serving for Stephen F. Austin and Hollis, the sophomore from Longview, Texas. Thompson, line dug up, but out of play. Lexi Thompson trying to keep her college career rolling here. Huge swing on the outside. Thompson's got 4 kills already in this one. Straub with 3 over on the other side. It's Danye Darren, the serve from Gibson. 2 strong service. Heading back to the way of the Lumberjacks, excuse me, Lady Jacks of Stephen F. Austin. Nine-point lead for Ole Miss, served by Coleman. Back row attack coming. Gibson dug up and out of play. Kate Gibson, the other senior in that dynamic duo for Ole Miss. 20-10, the score. Here's Caroline Adams, junior libero, Lafayette, Louisiana. One-handed diving dig by Gibson. Straub sends the free ball over. Kane calls off her middle blockers. 2 attackers up. It's Darren that puts the ball down on the floor for the Lady Jacks. 3 kills to lead her side.
And it checks in for the Lady Jacks. Back to service number 4, Alexis Kane.
Right side, Lexi Thompson up over the block and in place, says the line judge. 21-11, Ole Miss rolling here. Set number 1.
Thompson serving for the Rebels. Back to the game, number 1, Lauren Bars.
Thompson, the senior from Durant, Florida. Service up and good. Attack out of the middle by Hannah. Rally going on for a point here. There's Redmond on the outside, too strong. 22-11. Thompson entering tonight's game, 339 kills. Made it to that 1,000 kill, 1,000 dig club earlier on this season. One of 2 players for Ole Miss to do it. She was the first in the rally scoring era. Her teammate Kate Gibson, who was unable to dig up that attack on the right side by Hannah. They both have achieved that total this season. Thompson, the all-time leader in kills in this program's history. Slide coming, Nia Warnell. Play still alive. Ole Miss celebrating, the ball sent over. It's Warnell who's there to cover it. Straub off hands and out of play. Ole Miss nearly caught celebrating too early. Benefited with some wise play out of the middle by Nia Warnell. Turned around and made that defensive play to lead her team to a kill.
Serving for the Rebels, Emily Straub.
New weapon for this Ole Miss team, that slide coming out of the middle. Had seen teams all year long utilize it against them, and as Nia Warnell and Bailey Scott became more comfortable, they're able to add it to their own arsenal. Now Ole Miss just 1 point away from taking set number 1 at home here.
Double hands on your feet. Emily Straub back to serve the match point.
It'll be sophomore Emily Straub tossing it high for the jump serve. Dean under it, pushing it outside. Redmond off hands, lunging for it was Thompson, and Bars puts down her second kill of the game, skying it and dropping it with that high hand. Ole Miss soaring in set number 1, taking down Stephen F. Austin 25-12. Lexi Thompson 5 kills. Emily Straub with 4. Over on the Lady Jack side, it's Danye Darren with 3 and 4 other players with 1. 25-12 is the score in the first set. Ole Miss takes a 1-game 2-0 lead over Stephen F. Austin. We'll be right back here on YouTube Live with coverage of the first round of the NIVC. Second set just about underway here in Oxford. Stephen F. Austin on the road taking on Ole Miss, who's hosting this first and second round of the NIVC tournament, the National Invitation Volleyball Championship, a 32-team tournament this season. Here's how these teams got here on the year. Stephen F. Austin, a 26-7 season, 14-2 in the Southland Conference. They were the regular season champs, went into that tournament, dropping a contest to the 8 seed Abilene Christian. It was an upset of fashions, and in a 5-set match, Stephen F. Austin falls. They got the automatic bid to this tournament for being a regular season champion. For Ole Miss, they were 17-14 on the season, 8-10 in the SEC. No conference tournament for the Southeastern Conference. Ole Miss finished out their season on senior night last Wednesday, taking down South Carolina 3-1.
Start of set 2. Ann Hollis serving for Stephen.
Ann Hollis will get things going in set number 2. The Southland Conference Freshman of the Year a season ago. Fate setting the right side. It's Lexi Thompson upping that kill total to 6 on the evening.
Dial War now back in the game for the Rebels. Adams back to serve.
Service goes over to Ole Miss. Caroline Adams with the honors. Challenging Lexis Kane. Now a middle attack by Danye Darren. She's impressive. Again, first team all Southland Conference this season. Entered tonight's contest, 285 kills, 105 blocks, and 63 digs. Was an honorable mention in the Southland Conference a season ago as a freshman. Up that to first team. Emily Straup exploding on that one. Has 3 straight double-digit kills now in 10 straight contests. Had a career-high 23 kills last Wednesday against South Carolina. Adams putting the platform out there and getting the dig. Here comes Thompson out of the back row. She's tipping, and Kane can only get a fist on it and punch it underneath the net. Three, 1 for the home team here. Huge swing out of the middle by Darren. It sails wide of that near side line. 4-1 Rebels. Thompson remains at the back line serving. 8 kills, 13 digs, 3 blocks, and an ace was her stat line against South Carolina in the season finale. Right side, Gibson goes cross court with a roll, takes the setter out of it. There's number 20, Corinne Evans, making her first appearance of the match on the outside. Back row attack coming. Thompson finds some space before the back line for another kill. Darren adds a kill to her total. Sends the serve back to Lexus Kane, the senior. Second team all Southland Conference both this year and last. Off hands goes Warnell on the slide. Ball on the Ole Miss side of the court for a Stephen F. Austin point. Lexus Kane needed 21 digs coming into this match to move into third all-time at Stephen F. Austin. The longer her season goes as a senior, she can reach that total. Strout trying to make sure that doesn't happen with the big kill on the outside for Ole Miss.
Strout serving for the Rebels.
High toss for Stroup on the top spin serve. Good serve received by Coleman. Off hands and dug up by Gibson. It goes over. Here comes the Lady Jacks down the line. Evans, big swing. First kill for number 20 on the evening.
Entering the game and serving, number 8, Margaret Dean.
Middle attack, Warnell off hands, looking for it is Hannah. She's able to get it up, and Hollis sends it over. Dump by Bars, trying to find some sleeping Lady Jacks. They're unable to do so. Now Warnell out of the middle again. Great diving effort by Kane. Warnell gets a piece of it. Back and forth. Right side, Stroup into the tape, no good. What a rally. Point going to Stephen F. Austin, the Lady Jacks. SFA won their 9th regular season title in program history, their second in 4 seasons. 26 wins on the years, their most since 2007, where they picked up win number 27. Kate Gibson ends that service very early for SFA.
Bailey Scott checks in for the Rebels, now serving Nicole Purcell.
High off a finger, dug up by Purcell. Now here comes Gibson on the outside. Laser-like swing dug up by Kane. Right side now, blocked, but into their own territory. There's Hollis with the kill.
Back in for the Rebels, Carolina.
Similar system for both of these teams. Stephen F. Austin having a wealth of setters at their disposal with Hollis and Dean. Another point for SFA. 7-7 in the second set. Dean, the freshman from Bedford, Texas. Getting a look here at some setter. Outside swing, Gibson puts it down.
Gibson, point, Ole Miss. Peyton Redmond checks in for the Lady Jacks. Serving for the Rebels, Lauren Bars.
Similar to Ole Miss, Stephen F. Austin with a freshman and sophomore capable of handling setting duties. There's Dean, the freshman there, and the tip by Coleman. Outside attack, not a full approach, but she'll tip it over the block, covered by Dean. Only one option, it's the outside Coleman. Strout there to receive the dig. Line shot, Gibson up into the stands.
Gibson. Point, Ole Miss.
Bars serving. Dean, right side, Hollis, huge hammer swing on the outside, dug up by Straub. Now there's Thompson off a hand. Dug up by SFA, blocked by Straub. No apologies, that's Kate Gibson and Bailey Scott blocking that huge wall on the right side. Bar serving cross court now out of the middle. Hannah off a hand. It's dug up with a pancake by Straub. No call, the ball being down. Lexi Thompson takes advantage of that defensive effort by Emily Straub. Huge kill for the Rebels. There's the answer by Hollis.
Number 12, in Hollis on the kill for the Lady Jacks. Back in for the Rebels, number 3, Jordan Pate.
Look at Mackenzie Hanna, the junior from DeSoto, Texas, second team all Southland Conference. 14 kills in their final tournament game. A diving effort by Dean. Doesn't get the job done because Scott puts that overpass down with authority. Sedalia, Colorado native and senior Kate Gibson serving low and away. Straub now, right side, the tip. Good job by Alexis Kane keeping it alive. Coleman with the kill as it goes off the hand and down the net.
Kill by Coleman, point, Stephen F. Austin.
12-9 in the second set. Ole Miss took the first game of this match, 25-12. Cross-court swing, Straub dug up by Kane. In the middle, it was Darren, but her setter Hollis stepped under the line for a violation. The serve and point belongs to the Rebels.
Now serving, Caroline Adams.
Second game here at the Gillum Center today. Earlier, Arkansas State and SIU Edwardsville met. That was a crazy match between those two teams. Just like that swing by Williams. Zaria Williams, her 72nd on the season, ends that rotation. There's Darren out of the middle. It's dug up by Adams. Back row attack, Gibson.
Kay Gibson.
14-10. Arkansas State took down the Cougars 3-1. Here were the scores to those sets. 25-21 Arkansas State. 30-28 SIU Edwardsville. 29-27 Arkansas State, and they rounded it out 27-25. Straub rejecting the attack on the right side by the Jacks. 15-10. Arkansas State advances. They will be the road team tomorrow, facing whoever wins this evening's match between Ole Miss and Stephen F. Austin. Service error for Ole Miss. Service back to the Lady Jacks. It's 15-11 here at the Gillum Center. Straub on the outside, too heavy of a hand, looking for a touch call, won't get one. 15-12, 3-point disadvantage for Lexis Kane and the Lady Jacks. Straub again Goes through the hands of Evans for the kill. 16-12 Rebels. Strout, the sophomore from Fargo, North Dakota. Up over 400 kills in her second season in Oxford. Warnell out of the middle looking for that back right corner, near side for your screen, and it's outside of that line. SFA with service again, down 3.
Serving for the Lady Jacks, number 8, Margie.
Gibson off of a blocker. Right back down. That's Hannah with the block. Hannah and Hollis. Hannah leading this team. 110 blocks on the season. And then a service error sends things right back to Ole Miss. 3 apiece for these teams to start this match. 3 service errors. Ole Miss hitting 333 as a team. SFA just 065. I'd like to bring that total up. Kane has to lunge for it. 2-hand push. Beautiful location there by Evans. Smart play by the sophomore from Katy, Texas. Coming off a huge performance against Abilene Christian. 13 kills to go along with 6 digs, 2 blocks, and 2 aces at the back line. She'll have a chance for some aces here. She serves that tough jump float. Cross court swing. Gibson, that was a laser.
Point, Ole Miss. Redmond check 2 for Stephen F. Austin. Now serving for the Rebels, Lauren Bars.
Bars pops one up, short serve. Coleman got under it. Then a block on the outside. Lexi Thompson rejects it right back into Hollis's chest. And a timeout taken on the floor by Stephen F. Austin. 19-15 here in the second game. The Lady Jacks outscoring their first total in the first set, just 12 points. We'll be right back in Oxford. Welcome back to Oxford. 19-15, timeout called on the side of Stephen F. Austin. Their head coach, Debbie Humphreys, in her 30th season at the helm for these Lady Jacks. All the accomplishments mentioned before, the 2 league titles in 4 seasons. 26 wins, best since 2007. She was named Southland Conference's Coach of the Year. The Katrinka Joe Crawford Coach of the Year in the league. Timeout works wonders, gets Stephen F. Austin the serve back, down 3 now. There's Mackenzie Hannah. Scott has to tip that one over. Huge kill from Ole Miss. The block by Scott and Gibson, who Gibson takes the back line to serve. 20-16, 5 away from taking set number 2. Gibson with the serve. Challenges 2 jacks with that one. Tipped, nearly covered with the diving effort by Thompson. Smart move by the Jacks to get the service back here. Again, down 3, trying to make a push in set number 2. Off the hands and down to the floor for Bailey Scott. Another kill from the freshman. Scott up to 3 kills, her teammate Caroline Adams takes her spot in the rotation as the libero serving, and then Danye Darren puts that ball down straight to the floor. Pacing this team 6 kills now. There's Haley Coleman serving. Net violation and a touch. Nia Warnell earns another kill. It's her second of the contest. Came into today 200 kills, 100 blocks. Fast improvement from year number 1. Stephen McRoberts happy with that growth. McRoberts in his 4th season at the helm for this Ole Miss team. Never has he had a losing season as a head coach. Danye Darren, another kill. She is so versatile. Worker on the outsides, worker on the middle. Having a heck of a night so far. That hit percentage for her up to 286. She's taken so many attempts. Tells you how efficient she's been as of late, especially in this second set. Speaking of efficiency, Nia Warnell, top 10 in the Southeastern Conference. The tip there off the fingers and down to the floor. Ole Miss 2 points away from taking set number 2.
Back to serve.
Off the tape on that topspin serve. It's received well by SFA, and then the attack on the outside. Evans touches no one. Set point coming for the Rebels. 24-19, they won set number 1, 25-12. Trying to take care of the Jacks here in game number 2. It's Emily Straub again, tossing it up to the sky for that topspin serve. Hollis into the middle on that back set. What a kill by Hannah there. There's some chemistry there between the sophomore setter and the junior middle hitter. Can SFA fight off some set points here? 24-20. Straub calls off. Thompson leads the bars, trying to attack it herself, and then the attack out of the middle once again. Hannah.
Still, set point.
Again, the best hitting percentage in the Southland Conference, showing what she can do here at the end of game number 2. It's 24-21 now. Dean remains at the back line serving, and she's challenging Emily Straub. Thompson, big jump out of the back row, gets a good piece of that ball. Once again, there's Hannah, dug up by Adams. Gibson will tip it over the block. Here comes the attack, blocked by Gibson. There's some senior leadership and maturity right there, knowing that Hollis, the setter at times, can be a right side attacker. They're going up with her and blocking to win the set. Ole Miss takes it 25-21. They have a 2-0 lead over SFA in the first round of the National Invitation Volleyball Championships. We'll be right back to the Gillum Center with set number 3 between the Lady Jacks and Rebels. Welcome back to Oxford. A 2-0 lead for Ole Miss over Stephen F. Austin. Winner of this one advances to take on Arkansas State, who took down SIU Edwardsville in the first round earlier today. It was an epic match, 3-1. The Red Wolves took down the Cougars. Ole Miss, one of 8 teams hosting this tournament across the country, a 32-team tournament. North Texas, Green Bay, Pacific, Texas State, Colgate, West Virginia, and Georgia, the other teams hosting. Action way underway. Started yesterday. Both Pacific and UC Irvine swept their first round opponents. They'll meet tonight. That game starts at 9 p.m. Central Time. West Virginia and Temple also swept their first round opponents. They're playing right now. West Virginia up 2 games now. That game has gone final. The West Virginia Mountaineers advance with a sweep of the Temple Owls. And then Georgia beat Alabama State in straight sets, as did Central Florida. They're playing right now. Oh, Georgia up 16-12 in the second set. They already have a game lead. SFA with a point here to start set number 3. If Ole Miss continues to advance, as Georgia does, these two teams could meet this weekend. That would be the third meeting between these two teams. It would be a rubber match, if you will. Ole Miss defeated Georgia at home early on in the season. Then Georgia, a steadily improving team, beat Ole Miss in straight sets in Athens. That could be a good one in the NIVC. All tied up here in set number 2. Excuse me, 3 now. 1-1. Another interesting nugget about this field: Stephen F. Austin, one of 7 teams from the state of Texas playing in the NIVC, and there's more in the big dance, but 7 of the teams from the Lone Star State as Lexi Thompson puts down another kill. She's in double figures here tonight. 3 digs away from a double-double. Those teams are North Texas, TCU, both in the same region. Texas State, Rice, SMU, and Texas Tech all playing at Texas State. And then these Lady Jacks, that's a huge swing by Darren, and Nia Warnell takes the near overpass and tips it over. Gibson with the dig. Fate races to it. Thompson cross court. Something's got into her tonight. She is on fire. Gibson steals it from the libero Adams. Here's Thompson again, off the hands, and good for her 12th kill of the night.
Point to Ole Miss.
Caroline Adams serving. 3-0 run for the Rebels. It's the 4th time these two teams have met. Ole Miss 2-1 all time against Stephen F. Austin. It's the first time they've met on someone's home floor. It's always been in a neutral tournament. Last time the two teams met, Ole Miss won in straight sets. That was 2013. Right side, Williams blocked for the moment. Running up on it is Evans. It's dug up by Gibson. Here comes Thompson again, tipping it. 2 Jacks run into each other, and this one's going to result in an Ole Miss point. Ole Miss looking for their first postseason win in program history. It's the first time they've been playing in the postseason since 2010, the 4th time all time. They went to the NCAA tournament in 2006, 2007, and 2010. Line shot, Thompson dug up by Hollis. Here comes Williams on the right side. Adams takes the second ball, backs Nia Warnell down into the net. Finding the back line out of the back row. There's Haley Coleman. Early on, 4-2, Ole Miss leads. Here comes Lexis Kane. Service into the net.
Point, Ole Miss. Lauren Barnes takes back in for the Rebels. Now serving Lexi Thompson.
Right side blocked. Kane forced to take the second ball. Here's Evans off the hands and then into the hands of Gibson. Cross court swing. Strout. Great dig by Coleman. Evans tries to roll it. Warnell's there with hands. Huge swing by Williams on the right side. Little juice from 13 in black.
Entering the game for Stephen F. Austin and now serving number 8, Margaret T.
Strout forcing the overpass, but Bars has to take the first ball, and Warnell in the way of Adams as she tries to get ball number 2. 1-point game in favor of Ole Miss. Service belonging to Dean and the Lady Jacks. Huge block by Hollis, and I believe it was Hannah that got the most of that one. Reason to believe it is. 110 blocks coming into this one. Great wall set up on the right side of that defense. 5-5 in set number 3. Strout now cross court. Good dig by Kane. Not on target, but keeps that ball alive. Evans hustles down and rips into that one. Gibson. Floor. Point Ole Miss.
Point, Ole Miss. Now serving Emily Strout.
6'5" Rebels. It's Emily Straub at the back line. 7 kills for her, hitting 143 today. Attack out of the middle by Hannah. Too far past that line on the outside, her right side. Little low on the set as she tried to put that one down. Low elbow, pushed it out of play. Strout. Skies for this one. Back row attack. Coleman. Outside. Gibson tips, pushes it to that back corner. Saw Dean cheating towards the net there. Warnell. One-handed set by Barr. See the emotion from her. Her teammate helping her out, putting that ball straight down onto the hardwood. It's pretty when you get all of it with one hand. Warnell proves you'll need 2 if you're going to give her a set that good. Overpass on the serve, and Kate Gibson knows what to do with that. Rebels in the midst of a 4-0 run. They lead it 9-5 in set number 3. We'll return to Oxford shortly with the rest of set number 3 between SFA and Ole Miss. Nine to 5 to score here in set number 3. Emily Strout back at the service line for Ole Miss. Tosses it high, topspin serve on the way. It's dug up by Evans. Then she'll put a strong swing cross court here. Cross court is where Kate Gibson goes as well, off a hand and straight down to the floor. Increases that Rebel lead to 5. .50 run for the Rebels. Gibson now in double figures, 10 kills on 21 attacks, hitting .381. Lexi Thompson hitting .500. Blocked by Warnell. Two-hand push from the sophomore from Texas. Keeping this run going for Ole Miss. It's 6-0, and they lead 11-5. Peyton Redmond started this game. She replaces Corinne Evans on the serve-receive line. Straub still serving that topspin. Blocked by Barr. Solo attempt on the right side. Setter holding down her post on the attack by Redmond. This was a 5-5 game until Ole Miss jumped up on this 7-0 run. Little 32 balls pushed a little too strong by Hannah. Again, typically a very effective attacker, and that is not a bad placement for that ball. Saw a lot of space in that corner. Did her best to put it where there was some space, just a little too strong. Straub still serving. It's Coleman on the receive. There's the breakage of that serve. Peyton Redmond comes into the game and gets the job done a few services later. 13-6. That ends an 8-0 run for the Rebels. It'll be Redmond who serves as well. Back one to Nia Warnell, effective for the kill.
Point, Ole Miss. Bailey Scott Jensen for the Rebels. Now serving Nicole Purcell.
I mentioned Stephen McRoberts has never had a losing season as a head coach. In fact, he's gone 4 straight winning seasons here in Oxford. That hadn't been done in 3 decades. I like that move by Stephen F. Austin. Coleman out of the middle, giving a different look. Puts that ball down about 12 feet to her left. I like the swing. She gets up. Mackenzie Hanna, the server. Straub on the receive. Throws it over her shoulder. Bars, that is. Bars will go outside. Gibson, who goes cross court. Kill number 11.
Point, Ole Miss.
Ole Miss hitting .345 in this game, as opposed, match .345 as opposed to SFA hitting .072. Good job by Darren trying to put that ball down, but couldn't get it in a tight spot. She'll get a chance to swing, though, and ends that rally.
Jordan Page Jensen for the Rebels. In the game, Brody Jackson, number 13.
15-8 on the scoreboard. This will be Hollis serving. And that'll be Scott with the kill. Spread the wealth, Ole Miss. 13 kills. Lexi Thompson, 11 Kate Gibson, 7 Emily Straub, 6 Nia Warnell, and there's Bailey Scott adding number 4 to her total. Over on the SFA side, it's Darren with 8, Coleman 5, Hannah 4, Hollis 3, and then Williams and Evans with 2 apiece. And another kill for SFA, trying to keep this match and their season alive. Two matches in Oxford, the only 2 in the first round going on today. Again, that Pacific UC Irvine match should be good out on the West Coast. Starts at 7 Pacific time, 9 Central, 10 Eastern. Right side attack coming. Thompson able to keep from putting that one down this time. Here comes Ole Miss again after stopping the Jacks attack. Great effort by Caroline Adams. Gibson out of the back row, finds space into the corner. Giving some props to her setter, Jordan Fate.
Cornell checks in for the Rebels. Adams is back to serve.
Caroline Adams. Serving libero to libero. Right side attack. Williams puts the ball down. She's been a little bit of a spark. Did not start this match. Having a pretty big impact. Coach Humphreys has to be excited from what he's seeing from the sophomore from Arlington, Texas. 71 kills coming into this match. It's 17-11 Ole Miss. Cross-court swing. Thompson, they've taken a few swings away from her here. Brings that total down to 462, if you can imagine that being not as good as what it was. Solo block in the middle. Naya Warnell. Block number 3 from the sophomore.
Now serving Lexi Thompson.
(18-11). Outside attack coming. Redmond dug up by Adams. It's an overpass. Williams didn't get too much of that one. Hit it deep into the corner, and that's where there was no Rebels to be found, so it was very effective.
Now serving.
Replay shows it more. Got more than what I thought on the initial play. Good swing for number 13 in black. Joust at the net, won by Bars. Redmond with a chance to win it on the swing, and she isn't able to. Great block out of the middle. Redmond very involved in that rally. Joust, swing, block. Straub unable to take an approach on that set. Outside now. Cross-court swing. Redmond. There's Caroline Adams. Straub, much more of an attack there, but Coleman's there covering. Hannah tries to swing for the right hand towards the left side of her floor. Swings too much. 19-13 Ole Miss.
Now serving Emily Straub.
The 19th attacking error of the game for the Jacks. Ole Miss with just 12. 44 kills for Ole Miss to Stephen F. Austin's 29. There's the difference in the game. That hit percentage we've mentioned a couple times this evening. 314 for the Rebels, 092 Lady Jacks. Redmond has to hustle to get there. Only able to get an extended arm out there, not even a swing, and tips it down inside the 10-foot line for a kill. Kate Gibson, 12 kills, 12 digs. That's a double-double. She leads the SEC. That's number 21 on the season. Be 2 years in a row now that a Stephen McRoberts-led team will have the top double-double achiever in the Southeastern Conference. A season ago, it was Lexi Thompson. She has the program's record. It's 47 going into the season finale in double-doubles. Gibson with 21 this year. Great job tipping to the deep corner, finding the back line. It's 19-16. And Stephen McRoberts is forced to take a timeout. The first one he's had to take this match. His team's pushing 6 away from winning the first round of the NIVC. We'll be right back in Oxford. as Bongo Cam subsides here at the Gillum Center. We get back to action. Stephen F. Austin on a 3-0 run. There's Peyton Redmond trying to keep that thing alive after a timeout. Overpass coming. Kind of works to Ole Miss's favor. Nia Warnell gets a swing at that ball. Bars setting outside. It's Gibson off a hand and into the SFA bench. Kate Gibson kill number 13. That ties her with her teammate Lexi Thompson on the evening. Thompson rushed out to that lead between the two, and now they're both there for 26 combined. Outside Coleman, big swing. She packs a punch. First team all Southland Conference. Easy to understand why. That's an exciting player to watch. She gets up 5'9" on the depth chart, and she can sky and put a ball straight down. Gibson now. Cross court, no touch. But oh, I apologize. Line judge said no touch. Our judge, our top official, says there was one. Thought there was in live action, and it's 21-17 Ole Miss. Rebels took game one 25-12, game two 25-21. Trying to end things early. Only one match in this tournament so far has not been a sweep, and it was what we were treated to earlier today. SIU Edwardsville giving it all they had against Arkansas State. And that ended up being a 3-1 match, even the second round match today. West Virginia taking down Temple 3-0, and Georgia up 2-0 on Central Florida. They have a 9-4 lead in set number 3. There's a potential for a rematch. Rubber match, game 3 between Ole Miss and Georgia. If the Rebels finish this one out and move on and take on Arkansas State. And don't look past Arkansas State, the team earlier this season that beat the Rebels 3-1 in Jonesboro. Rebels will have home crowd advantage tomorrow night. Wow, what a snap by Darren out of the middle. Danye Darren has been impressive. Just a sophomore. Big things ahead for her and Stephen F. Austin. Gibson on the right side, blocked by Coleman and company. There's Strout with an attack. Blocked by Gibson. It's match point for Ole Miss, 24-19. Gibson with the serve. It's off the forearms of Redmond. That's an ace. That's how things will end here. Gibson, 15 kills, 12 digs, another double-double. Her first ace of the night ends things. Her teammate Lexi Thompson with 13. The two hit 379. That was Gibson, and 393. That was Thompson. Valiant effort by the Lady Jacks. Danye Darren, Haley Coleman combined for 17 kills. But Ole Miss advancing out of the first round of the NIVC, their first ever postseason win in program history. Rebels take down SFA 25-12, 25-21, 25-19. Thank you so much for tuning into our YouTube live stream of tonight's contest. It's been a ball bringing it to you. I'm Seth Austin. Thanks to everybody who helped put this broadcast together. Tomorrow night, Ole Miss takes on Arkansas State on SEC Network Plus. I'll be there along with Brittany McLaughlin. We'll be so excited to bring you the second round action of the National Invitation Volleyball Championship. Thanks again so much for listening. Have a good night, and we'll see you tomorrow night on SEC Network Plus.